Okay, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Sorry, I seem a little bit all over the place here because I had like no time between the two streams to get this together. So I'm a little bit late. But welcome back. I'm so happy to be talking about Young and Pregnant with you. Listen, this Young and Pregnant between Young and Pregnant and Team Emoji, Young and Pregnant is that girl. Like I'm sad that I was so late to the train with this, but I am seriously loving it. So we're going to do a recap of the semifinal episode. The final episode is a recap I'm going to be doing tomorrow at some point. And then we're going to do a members only chat about Kale taunting Chris Lopez's second baby mama. She is a mess. And we're going to catch up on other news as well. So stay tuned for all of that. Now, let me see what my comments are. By the way, we got a new channel member. Hi, Umu Bob. Nice to have you. Welcome to the channel membership. So you're going to be able to chat in the chat box tomorrow as we talk about this Kale drama and whatever else is going on in the world. P.S. If you watch Real Housewives of Atlanta, Fallon, I just saw this on Campfire Daily's TikTok channel, but Fallon gave birth. She gave birth to like today or yesterday, November, which means she got pregnant in February, months before they announced their divorce, while she was running around playing victim, playing scorned wife. Meanwhile, she was pregnant the whole time. Whew, she's a mess, that one. So MG says, I would fight Kayla too. How are you going to tell your business and after tell me to mind my business? Yes, ain't that the damn truth? So let's get into Kayla, by the way. This episode kicked off with Kayla. She and her very ironically named friend go over to Luke's mom's house together. Remember, Luke's mom and his sister really wanted to talk to Kayla about her, I'm pouring water, by the way, about her allegedly cheating on Luke. And so she knew that she might get jumped. So she took her friend over there just in case she needed a couple of extra fists to back her up. Okay. Listen, did you guys think it was okay? Did you think it was acceptable for Luke's mama and his sister to beat her up? Here's my thing. They just look stupid at the end of the day. They knew that Luke knew and that Luke was still around for it. So then what are you fighting her for then, right? I'm seeing all of the hellos. Hi, guys. Hi. Thank you so much for being here. It is so nice to have you as always. So here they are like talking about it and stuff. Remember, Luke's sister says, in last week's episode, and she repeats it again this week. They use the clip again. She goes, oh, my brother is so loyal. He doesn't deserve this. Dude, your brother started this whole situation when he cheated on her while she was pregnant. That is not a loyal man at all. No. What are you talking about? I've got a live audience here, you guys. Someone's really enjoying the content. So it's a mess. So here's where it gets really nasty. I was like, all right, girl, listen, you got to do what you got to do if someone cheats on you, okay? But it was very immature as a mother now of two, one of them being his kids, to wait 2 years to go back and cheat back. What was that about? That was so damn immature. Hi, Angelica. Nice to have you here. I love your name. It always reminds me of the Rugrats. It's so cute. So, and this is where things get a little bit nasty because then we find out from Luke's mom that Kayla allegedly on Thanksgiving, after that little game thing that like pissed her off, she went and cheated with that guy and then came right back. I'm like, sis, is that even enough time to clean out your vagina? Is that enough time to like pee, make sure you don't get a UTI or something? Like, what were you doing coming back? Or maybe she came back. She's like, listen, their house is closer than mine. So I'm going to get rid of this UTI before it happens at this house instead of waiting to go back to my own house. I don't know, but it was kind of messy. Like when they said this, I was like, girl, you're a little stanky stank because that is nasty. That is a little bit nasty. How did you guys feel about that? Her going off to do something with another man and then come back to their house. From that perspective, I'm like, all right, listen, I get it. I get why they're pissed because she came back, God knows, filled with what, into their house, looking at them dead in the face. I'd be a little bit irritated too. But it's like you guys are saying, Cynthia and Angel, they should have had this same energy with Luke. When the mom found out Luke cheated, she was like a little upset, but it was like a very calm, motherly upset. Like, I'm going to call this man. He did you wrong. I did not raise him like this. But now when the baby mama cheats back, you have the sister ready to jump her and stuff. No, that is a little bit of a mess that I cannot get down with. It's gross. Okay. It is gross. So, the sister, I don't know why, guys, if any of you know why was she so involved in this, especially when she seemingly is mostly pissed off about the fact that she doesn't know when Kayla told Luke. She's like, she really wants to know, and she wants to fight Kayla to know. Like, why do you care? Apparently, you've got kids. Why don't you worry about them? Why don't you worry about the father of those kids, your boyfriend, your husband, whatever that guy is to you, or whatever you've got in your life? Why are you out here ready to fight your brother's baby mama? For what? Like, and your brother is still with her. Like, you look dumb. You look really, really dumb. And so this is where Kayla, the clown, and some of you guys were saying it in the comments as well. She's like, that's between me and Luke. Just like when he cheated, that's between us two. No, it's not. Sis, you ran up over there to his mama's house to snitch on him and make it a family affair. So let's keep it a family affair. Cheating is a family affair. Let's all talk about it. There is no privacy anymore once you go out there and snitch. It was all fun and games when you were the victim, but now that you're the cheater, it's a secret? No. I don't get down with that. I do not. But I do have to say, though, that Luke's mother and sister should be ashamed of how it is that they acted, especially the sister. And especially when, after all of this, she says that she would F Kayla up and she swears on her kids. Really? You are going to swear on your children's lives that you are going to beat someone up and risk jail time for a situation that doesn't even involve you? You are a clown. You are a clown. Collect your red nose, collect your big shoes, get into your little clown car, because that is exactly what you are, a mess. Like, that was so ridiculous. I couldn't. Okay. And speaking of clowns, who do we have here but Kayla, the other Kayla? She, oh my God, she's a miserable one. So she literally says verbatim in her talking head, oh, like, my family has been trying to convince me to see things from Mikkel's point of view, but that's really hard for me. So I'm not going to do that. So I still want to stand my ground. How? How does someone get by day to day being so damn miserable? Are you kidding me, Kayla? Are you like what? And she even says, like, they really want me to see things from his perspective, especially now that he got into the car crash. But I'm just not going to do that. I'm going to raise my child how I want to. This girl, God bless her, and God bless the next person to knock her up, because someone is going to be stupid enough to knock her up and deal with her BS. Because I can't. Okay. Now, oh my God, that little clown car is full because we got a third one ready to go to the circus. Brianna, she slept over at that Briggs guy's house the night before, and she stayed over in the morning and everything like that. But she is still calling him in the morning, begging him not to talk to other girls and stuff. And they're not even in a legitimate relationship. Like, why are you doing all this suffering for this man for free? Are you kidding me? And you've got a son to raise, and this is how you're going to spend your morning. It's your birthday morning. Your family rented an Airbnb and stuff. They're waiting for you to get dressed, pack your stuff so they can go. And you're screaming at them, calling them stupid, saying that you don't want to go anymore because this man, who has not even officially claimed you, is still out there talking to other girls on his little TikTok account. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I can't. These girls are a mess, but I'm eating it up. Can't you tell? They are a mess. And I love that. It's what I deserve, right? After dealing with Teen Mom OG for how many seasons of boringness, these are the girls I've been looking for. These are the stars. So, okay, this is another clown. Okay, fourth clown for the little clown car, but it's a disturbing kind of a clown because it involves child endangerment. So there is her daughter Hazley still over there, and she's being cuddled by this random man that what's her name again? Rachel has only been dating for what, like 3 weeks? I don't even want to see 4 because that's a month, and I don't believe they've been together for a month at this point. And she's not disturbed by it, and it's in her mama's house, and her mom is not disturbed by it either. What is going on? Okay, like, this is a mess. And she's talking about how she still does not want this daughter to call her actual father or dad because it's too soon. Meanwhile, this situation, this walking red flag, is not too soon. So she goes to the side of the trailer situation with this boy, Noah, to talk about how the daughter doesn't really need her dad because Rachel didn't have her dad and she still turned out just fine. Debatable, okay? That is a little bit debatable. Monka S. Oh my goodness. What is that? So, here's the thing. And I say it's debatable because, listen, we don't even know what the dad even was like, right? So maybe she did turn out better without the dad than she would have with the dad. But yeah, it's still debatable, right? I heard someone say Shan is in the chat. Hi, Shan, wherever you are. And happy birthday to you, Ramel. I hope you had an amazing birthday. How lucky of you to have a birthday right in the middle of Thanksgiving, one of the best holidays ever. Random Tinder dad. That is exactly what it is. And Deandra, I'm sorry. I should have listened to you guys a lot sooner. This is it. This is where what is it? This is the place to be, okay? Young and pregnant is that girl. OG, I just woke up from the dead and you still not that girl. So now we finally get Kaya's mom out of the damn house. Finally, honestly, this alone deserves a standing ovation because this woman stays on that couch, just sitting around there in that gray blanket, surrounded by those blue and pink fuzzy pillows. So she goes out of the house. It's only for a brief moment. She takes Tiesa out so they can pick up some takeout, and they're driving around, and Tiaja's talking about how she wants to get into therapy to heal herself of childhood trauma, which I'm like, yes, girl, do it, do it, do it. And you were just so wise beyond your years. And like, she is the stable one in that whatever it is, situationship, whatever you want to call it. And she needs to take care of herself. She truly needs to take care of herself. She acknowledges that she was raised by broken people, and that broken people create broken people, and that she's responsible for fixing what she's got going on in her life. Can I just say how this young girl who's dealing with so much is able to say that at her age? Meanwhile, the OG girls, the Teen Mom 2 girls who are like pushing 30, if not 30 already, are still out here creating multiple kids by multiple different people and blaming everything on their parents, not taking responsibility for what they need to do with the tools that they have and the place that they're in to improve their lives. Round of applause, standing ovation for you, Tiaja. Like she's amazing. Here's the thing. Like, I think the only reason she doesn't leave Kaya and cut her off completely is because of the child, and is because Kaya's mom accepts her and stuff, and she sees her as a second mom. That makes me very sad. Like I've been saying since I started, look at this birthday love for Romel. Like I've been saying since I started watching the show, I don't see any type of maternal bond between Kaya and Amour. I think I only see it between the baby and Tiaja. And I feel like Tiaja knows that. And she's like, I gotta play my role here, right? Because if not, I don't know where this child is going to be. I think I can count on one finger, literally one finger, the amount of times that I've seen Kaya holding and cradling that baby. But the amount of times I've seen Tiaja, I can't even count that, right? And that is actually quite sad. So back to Brianna. Her mom goes upstairs to calm her down when it comes to this Myers-Briggs test guy. She goes, listen, I feel like you're doing all the work in this relationship, and it is absolutely not fair. Brianna really appreciates the mom talking to her about it and stuff. And like, she's really starting to open her eyes up to how toxic the relationship is and stuff. And I'm happy for her that she's finally seemingly ready to put it behind her. But did something else go down? There was a little bit more screaming going down earlier that I forgot to tell you about, and it was all in front of the baby Brayson, and Brayson starts screaming because he's overwhelmed by the screaming, and it just reminded me of the early Teen Mom 2, Teen Mom OG days, where these girls would just scream, full-blown scream in front of the kids all the time, especially Janelle. And I was always like, how are you not scared of like what you're doing to your child when you scream like that? Like, it's stressful for them. It literally stresses them out, whether they're newborns or whether they're 5 years old. It is not good for them. And so yeah, it was quite sad to see Brianna comfortably scream like that in front of her child. But you're also going to see that play out again with Kaya, right? Like, I hate that. That's the one thing I really hate. I really wish producers would have a policy against this, like the network. Like, we're not going to damage kids for ratings. Like, we're going to stop rolling when you do this, because this, is unethical for us to continue filming. It just sucks. But reality TV, they cannot intervene in these kinds of situations, unfortunately. So Mikkel then goes out to lunch with his mother, you guys. I really want to know what you think about this scene. Here's what I gotta say, and it's kind of controversial, and I feel bad for even saying it, but please hear me out. Mikkel's mom, to me, I find her really funny in like, just like a peculiar way. Like sometimes when someone is so peculiar, I say it like that's funny, or a situation like that's funny. Like it's peculiar. Like she's so weird, right? But like it's almost comically weird. Like I'm gonna explain myself, okay? So they're out there talking about like childhood and stuff, right? So the mom, and she just has this condescending tone to her. It reminds me of my arch nemesis. What was her name? My arch nemesis, Kristen. Like she's just so condescending. She's just like out to lunch with Mikkel, and she's just like, Mikkel, I'm gonna need an apology from you. You said that you didn't get any love and affection from me when you were a child. But did you forget? I used to hug you until you fell asleep. That's affection, Mikkel. So I gave it to you, and you owe me an apology now. And then, I guess I didn't hug you enough or help you enough or kiss you enough, but I did what I could. And, blah, blah. Like she's just so out of touch. And like, she look at her face, she has the conviction. She truly believes that she is the one in the right. And I'm like, oh my God, you are so clueless. Like, is this real life? This is crazy. It's crazy. And she has a condescending tone with you. Like, does that ever happen to you guys when someone is so wrong and yet they're speaking to you so condescendingly? Like, they're like the super genius and you're like dumb and you don't get it. Like, what is that? It's crazy. So, let's see here. Yeah. So you guys are getting the same kind of sentiment from her. Okay, good, 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 good. Okay, it's not just me. Like it's just, I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone whenever this woman talks, especially, and I don't want to spoil it. Does it happen in this scene? Let's see. So she tells Mikkel that he's acting like his father. And he's like, what? Like, why do you keep comparing me to someone who's dead? Blah, blah, blah. And then she goes, okay, well, then you're acting like your uncle. And he goes, I was acting like my uncle before I got a testosterone shot. And then his mama, his crazy ass mama, she goes, oh, you got a testosterone shots? You what? Look at her face. She is genuinely shocked. Sis, did you really think, remember, Mikkel, before going through the testosterone shots and all of that, like before transitioning, was born a female and like looked like your average female, your average woman, your average girl. Did you really think you can go from that to this without some medical help? Are like, what? Does the elevator go to the top floor? Are the lights on? Is anybody home? Like, she genuinely looks shocked. What do you think Mikkel did to get from point A to point B? You guys, this woman is crazy. She truly is. Like, she's wild. Like, honestly, I really don't understand. Like, I know she's in denial and everything, but this, to me, this is crazy. This is truly, truly pushing it. This is wild. Okay. Like, I just don't understand. How do you think he went from point A to point B? I absolutely can't. So listen, like Ramela's saying here, this is hard on Mikkel. Like, I really, really, empathize with him when he's going through this, but the mom is just so wild. It's like Ramster saying, the only way to handle the mom is to laugh, because she's just so like, what? Like, it doesn't even make sense to be this dumb. Honestly, it really does not make sense. You had shots. What? Mom, I have a beard. What are you talking? Like, my voice is like 10 octaves lower. Like, what do you think I did? So anyway, she's like, well, like, who do you put down as your emergency contact? Mikkel goes, not you. And she goes, I put you down as my emergency contact, fool. And then this is where it gets a little bit sad again, because she's talking about how Mikkel has always and will always be her emergency contact, because it's just the two of them, right? Like, the dad walked out, never looked back, I guess, in the situation. And then, she felt like, she's like, I had a girl, I had a daughter, and like she's still grieving the loss of the daughter that she thought that she had. And so, this is where it gets like, it's like just such a mix of emotions. It's real, it's raw, it's uncensored. And that is what I appreciate about Mikkel's mom, as painful as it is to watch their scenes and to watch their dynamics and to watch her invalidate Mikkel's identity. Although she is trying, you have to admit she is trying, right? I think Mikkel complains about her not calling him a him, but there was no real opportunity for that in this scene, so I didn't see it. But like she said, listen, I'm not ashamed of you. I'm out in public with you. I go out, like, like I'm not. So like I feel like it's kind of baby steps at the very least. I hope. I don't know. Like I really hope that they continue to progress forward in this because it is tough. It really is tough. Now, again, just to go back here, she's like, you're my emergency contacts. It's just the two of us. This is something that she said the last time we saw her on the show, like, and that's why it was so hard for her to grasp this because all she had was Mikkel her whole life, right? And so, well, since she gave birth to Mikkel, and so, yeah, it is tough too from her perspective. So, I just wish that she would go, like Trillista say, get into therapy or something, so that this can, you know, exactly grieve your daughter and accept your son. Okay, let's get back to this clown. Okay, Kayla. So now she's laughing with her friends about how out of pocket, quote unquote, Luke's mom and sister acted, and the whole trying to fight her and stuff. She's claiming that she did not screw that Ryan guy, but I don't believe it because in the previous episode, when the producer asked you, Boo Boo the Fool, did you bang Ryan? Did you have sexual relations with that man? She looked us dead in the face and said, she smiled. I'm going to plead the fifth. And she took her microphone off. She didn't definitively say no. So how is it that all of a sudden you can claim that you were not banging this man? It just can't. I don't. And here's the thing. She also goes, she's really picking and choosing her words here. She goes, I didn't bang him on Thanksgiving and I didn't bang him in my car. Well, then you didn't bang him on Thanksgiving and you didn't bang him in your car. So you banged him any other day, any other holiday, and in any other venue, right? Could have been on the counter. It could have been on the sofa, maybe even had him in the shower. I don't know. But there are a whole lot of other locations that it could have happened that you did not deny. If you did not bang that guy, when the producer asked in last week's episode, you would have said, no, I did not bang that guy. And right now you would have also said, I did not bang that guy ever. Not just not on Thanksgiving and not just not in my car. This girl is a bad liar. You could really truly see right through her and everything it is that she's saying. She's not as smart as she wants to think she is. This is why I always told you guys from episode 1 that she reminded me of Kayla. Like, there are people that think that they're a lot more smart. They think they're a lot smarter and they think that they are a lot more mature than they actually are. They're not that smart and they're not that mature if we're really being all that honest. Okay. So next up, she says that Luke knows that because he's been checking her location. Well, how weird is that? That is not normal for your baby daddy, your boyfriend, whatever, to be geo tracking your location 24/7. She's like, we drive from one end of town to the other. So he was just staring at his phone for like an hour or something, or 2 hours while you're driving around with someone else. Like, what is that? Huh? That's weird. And that is unhealthy. It truly is. And like the fact that they don't see that is weird. I hope that they bring it up in the next therapy session. It wasn't brought up in the one that aired in this week's episode, but I really do hope in the finale, if they go back again on camera, that they talk about this very unhealthy behavior. These people are too mature to be dating, let alone raising children. Hi, Shan and Van. It is nice to have you here. Thank you so much for dropping by. And you guys, if you're enjoying the stream, please make sure to give it a thumbs up so it can continue to show up in your algorithm. And yes, Grank, that is it. Mikkel is a transgender male. So now you guys, what happened here in the next point? We get into Rachel's family. So Rachel's mom and the sister are kind of like talking about Drew and his jail situation and his getting out and the rehab stuff, and they're both comparing how often they've been to jail. The mom's been to jail several times and in rehab multiple times, and the sister's only been to jail twice, so she's not as seasoned in all of the rules as the mom is. And the mom asks if she's done the whole solitary or whatever that thing is, and the sister absolutely had. I'm like, oh my god. These are the people, you guys, that just are out here popping out kids left, right, and center. It really makes me sad for like their kids and everything. Bye, Ramel. Nice to see you. It really just it makes me sad. Like, they just don't get their lives right. They don't get their mental health right before they carry on with the kids. And unfortunately, the kids typically fall into these similar patterns, right? Like, you see it with the two kids of the mom, right? And then it's just sad. It really sucks. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, by the way, now in the next scene over here, Tiaja and Kaya just keeps screaming at each other, and I fast forward. I don't like it. I'm tired of them going around in circles. Kaya constantly trying to manipulate Tiaja into being in a relationship with her. It's giving weird. Then we get into my favorite girl, stage 5 Ashley. She arrives at the cottage that she for Brianna's birthday that she was not invited to by Brianna, but by Brianna's shady, messy sister. And she shows up with some balloons where I'm kind of like, listen, I don't know if I trust these balloons. There might be some kind of trackers, on it or something like that. There might be a hidden microphone. I don't know, but I absolutely would not trust it to be, if I were Brianna. You guys, be honest with me. If stage 5 Ashley, if you had a friend like stage 5 Ashley, what would you feel like if she came to your house with a bunch of balloons, and then she gave her a little Pandora bracelet? I don't know. Look at that. You could maybe fit a tiny microphone or something, tiny camera into that little bracelet thing. I wouldn't trust that either. I would go get it bug tested or something like that. I wouldn't trust it at all. But it was nice of her, right? It was very nice of her to show up with gifts for the birthday girl who did not even want her showing up to the birthday in the first place. Shan's like, did you learn about this term? It is one of my favorite. It is so funny. You know where I think I got it from? The Braxton family values. I think they used to say that. You were laying it low, spreading it wide, raw dogging everybody in reference to their preacher daddy who was cheating on their mama. So, you guys, real quick, just to back it up here, one thing, another reason why Luke's mother and sister were foolish to be acting the way they did on camera against Kayla was because they knew that Luke was still in a relationship with her and he wasn't going anywhere. So why are you doing all that hooting and hollering, fighting and stuff, swearing on your children's lives that you were going to beat the mother of your niece talking to you and of your grandchildren talking to the mama over there, knowing full well that the man is not going into? Why are you fighting for, his honor more than he's fighting for his honor? Like, if he cared, he would have bounced, right? Like, come on. So now we go back to Mikhal's mom pretending that she didn't know that he was getting testosterone shots. This is what I mean, you guys, when I say she's funny. Like, she's just so she's so fake. She really is fake. Sis, you knew exactly what was going on. You don't get from point A to point B without a little bit of help. And listen, Google is free, internet is not, but listen, maybe you can go to Starbucks or something, get free internet there. You know exactly how this stuff happens. So stop being facetious. Okay. It's too much here. So she then tells Mikhal that he's going to pay for what he's doing to her, which is very selfish. Mikhal is going through a lot on his own. He needs his mom's support and love, and he's not getting that at all. And she doesn't, acknowledge that. And that's sad that she doesn't see it. And then again, she blames the situation on herself. She's like, are you trans because I named you Mikhal? I gave you a boy's name. Everyone's going to think that. And yeah, that was kind of dark. By the way, it also turns out that Drew is not going to be able to get out of jail in order to see Hazley really quickly before going to rehab, because guess what? They extended his jail stint. And so at this point, Rachel goes out with her sister, Madison or something like that, or Madeline or whatever, to talk about how they were conceiving their children in the mom's house because the mom did not care about what they were doing, who they were doing, or where they were doing it when she finally got custody of them. And so, yeah, they're both like, well, I conceived this baby in your mama's house. She's like, well, I conceived this baby in our mama's house too. And again, it's kind of like, it reminds me of the sister and the mom comparing how often they had been to jail. Like, these people are living very, very, how do you say, very low vibrational lives, right? And it is kind of sad to watch these sorts of things play out and be passed down from generation to generation. It's sad, it really is. It breaks my heart for these kids because, they all deserve the best and the best shot at life and stuff. And these people just can't, they're just not in a space to give it to them. Let's just say. So again, we get more yelling from this couple. I really can't. I love Tiaja. Kaya, I don't know how I feel. I think she's manipulative and she's just trying to force something that it doesn't exist. So I don't really care for her at this moment. But yeah, they're screaming, screaming, screaming. The child is stressed out because, of course, the child is going to be stressed out around a lot of grown people screaming. But this part was telling, right, about who really nurtures this child. When the child is uncomfortable with all of the screaming, he gets up and goes towards Tiaja to be comforted. And Kaya just doesn't really care. I think she walks away at this point. And, You never see it. I don't see any kind of maternal instinct in her or any kind of maternal connection or bond with that baby. And that, of course, is quite sad. I don't understand why we don't really talk about it. Like the mom doesn't really talk about it. Like, could it be a symptom of postpartum? Like, I'm kind of curious about what's going on there, right? It makes me sad. It really does. I think that is the main reason why Tiaja puts up with that crazy, crazy, crazy girl. Hi, Kylie. Nice to see you here. Right? Kaya needs to get it together. I get it, but take responsibility. It's true. It is very true. They need to kind of like pull, and I hate this expression, but pull themselves up and do better for their kids, you know? Yeah. Kaya needs therapy bad. It's crazy that Tia's the one who is going to get therapy, right? And Kaya's not really considering it when she's the one who mainly needs it between the two of them. And I'm the same as you, Sarah. I didn't grow up in a yelling household. It's so foreign to me, the idea of people like screaming, hooting, and hollering and all that. So I get stressed out by this. So I really cannot imagine it from a child's perspective. It is just not good. I can't. I cannot. No, no, no. You don't like Tiaja, but you like Kaya. I want to hear what that's all about, Trillist. Amora never goes to Kaya for comfort. Never, never, never. I still don't understand this vibe. Yep. And I think that says an absolute lot about what she does for that child when Tiaja's not around, because Tiaja's not living there. She's not there 24/7, you know? So the fact that this is happening all the time, this is not the first, second, or third time that this child goes to her whenever he's stressed, and she doesn't even live there. She's not even a biological parent. Says a lot. Oh, now here we got stage 5 Ashley again, you guys. She is ready for her next scene. She does not waste time, okay? So she's over there talking to Brianna. I have to admit, my stage 5 was giving Brianna good advice about how she should not accept the treatment she's getting from Briggs, and how whenever he's treating her poorly, she in turn, reflects that bad treatment onto everybody else instead. She takes it out on everybody. And I think that's true. And she tells Brianna that she doesn't deserve to be treated like crap. And that is absolutely true as well. Alexis, hey girl, she says, I hope you're here for our members chat tomorrow. They say we get therapy because of those who won't go to therapy. You're right. I've seen that quote, and it is absolutely true. I agree with that. Hi, Cami. Amour is going to be like Jace, growing up with all of that screaming, hollering, and chaos from the adults. I really hope not, because Jace is going through it. Remember, like, we heard about all the stuff that he's on, the medications that he's on since a young age. And I really don't want that for any more kids. It's sad that even he has to deal with that. Hi, Cindy. Oh my gosh, you guys. So now in the final scene of the episode, we've got Kayla and Luke going to their therapist, but this time it's in person. She's in the flesh, and they talk about the situation with Luke's family. I don't know. I kind of get the vibe that Kayla low-key was happy that this happened, because now it takes the heat off of her actions, right? Now she can complain about how this man cheated and how his family tried to attack her. And she's a victim in both situations, and minimize what she did with the whole waiting in the cut to cheat back 2 years later. She just always has this kind of like a smug look, in my opinion. So I don't know. I feel like she kind of enjoys drama, and she kind of wants to be in the middle of all of it in some respects, and to be the victim of it as well. I get that. And this was something that we always said about Kale early on as well, like the community, the Teen Mom 2 community, that she lives off all of this before she even like went off the deep end like she did recently in the recent years. Like, we always had a little bit of an inkling. And I think that is something that is pretty evident in Kayla as well. But anyway, you guys, that does it. A recap of what went down on the semi-finale episode of Young and Pregnant. If you've enjoyed the stream, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much to Shan and Van for hopping on and moderating. It's nice to have you here, especially on your birthday weekend. Happy birthday to Ramel as well on the playback. And I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving, you guys. So just to remind you, tomorrow we're making confirmation, because my sister-in-law, I guess we can say, sister-in-law, boyfriend's sister, she might be coming over tomorrow for lunch with us or something like that. So if they don't come over, then I will be able to do these streams at a certain time frame. So I really got to get all those pieces together, but I really do want to do these streams. So the streams I want to do tomorrow are about Kale making fun of Chris Lopez's second baby mama. I want to get into Fallon and her delivering this baby early. I also want to do the finale recap of Young and Pregnant. So please keep an eye out on the community tab, you guys. Okay. Again, thank you all so much for being here. And please make sure to give the video a thumbs up on your way out. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow for more. Bye.